Hello viewers, Chief here. We're going to show you today how to fold an empty aluminium can into a makeshift ashtray, but it also doubles as an incense stick holder, collects all the ash. I find it's better to use a longer can like this. You can use any type of can you want, but the 500 or 700ml beverage cans, which are a bit thicker and a bit longer, or the Red Bull or equivalent type of brand cans like this seem to work the best. Now, one big tip I can give you is, where the outlet is at the top, always try to keep that part facing upwards, because if you have a little bit of liquid still left in the can, it can tip out onto the paper or the table or yourself or wherever it goes, and it can become quite sticky. It's quite simple. You don't need any tools really, just your bare hands, but you have to be very careful because it's aluminium. It's very thin and very sharp. It's like a knife edge. All it is just a series of folds, so let's get started. First thing we do is try to have the lip side facing towards you. Just put your fingers, 2 thumbs there on the end, and just simply push down, only about ½ an inch or so from the top. Turn the can over, same thing, about ½ an inch, 3/4 an inch from the top. Just simply push it down like that and fold the base down like this on both sides. Now what we're after is little triangular parts on the side like that. The next thing we do is just take your thumb or finger, just push in slightly like this, make a little crease, make it flat. Do the same on both sides, just push it in slightly like this, make it flat. Turn the can over, do the same thing on the other side. So we'll end up with something which looks like this. Just push down on the edges like that, it sits quite flat. Then we just turn it over. Doesn't matter which side you want to start from. Just make a couple of little creases on there with your fingers like this. And simply fold it up. Turn it over. A couple little creases there with your fingers. Again, just fold it up. It's a bit difficult sometimes. Just fold it up like that. Make sure it's all flat, sits well. And there we have it. We have a little makeshift ashtray or an incense stick holder. It doesn't look the best, but it does the job. Might impress your friends with a bit of a party trick. Okay, here's one I finished earlier. The only difference is the little ring pull's been removed. I'm collecting those for another reason. We can just show you that later. You can just push it down flat, make sure the edges are straight. Just forms like a little, looks like a little duck punt, little boat. But it's just a makeshift ashtray. It does the job. For those of you that smoke, it doesn't look too flashy, but it does the job. You can just simply place your cigarettes in there when you finish. You can flick your ash, do whatever you want. Put your matches in there. If you want to come back to your cigarette, you can even just use it as a little makeshift holder like that, but make sure the ash is coming over the bottom. When you finish, you butt your cigarette out and leave your butts in there. So there you have it. Costs nothing to make. It's a little cheap and easy arrangement, and it just helps kill the time if you haven't got an ashtray. You can just If your incense stick is a little bit longer, you can just simply bend the top up, increase the angle here, or you can also just trim the incense stick here. Just break the stick off, make it a bit shorter, replace it back in the holder. As long as you have the incense stick basically within the perimeter of this little makeshift ashtray, all the ash should fall in there. If you do forget about it or have to go out and it is still burning, it should be relatively safe because it is aluminium. There's nothing there that can burn. The only combustible things seem to be the little stick that's left over, and that will just burn down to ash and it will fall into the can anyway. And there you go. It can be a multi-purpose thing. And here's what a finished product would look like. Here's another example of a larger type of can. That's just a 500ml can. If you want to worry about the appearance, you can also get a prettier looking can, something that's got badging or logo or the colour you prefer if you want to colour coordinate, or you want to have a logo facing the front or the top. The difficult part in that is finding a can where the outlet at the top here, where the drink comes out, matches the logo on the bottom. But I'm sure if you try hard enough you can find out. I just grabbed this orange can at random and the pattern inside seemed to work out quite well, and it looks quite pretty in a way. This one's the same. If you're not fussed about that, just want something to put your cigarettes, well there you go.